Hello and welcome to my channel. My name is Nikita Antoine and today I'll be doing a reading for the sign of Aries. As always, all of my readings are timeless, so when the message finds you and resonates, then it's yours at the time in which you find it. All right, Aries, so we're doing your reading with the Ethereal Visions Tarot and Dreamscape Oracle. So we'll be seeing a blend of both of those in your spread today. I paused a bit because on my drive home, I was starting to receive a little bit of your message, and it was talking about, sorry, I just got a text, so I was reading that. It was talking about turning like a ship around. It was like, I was getting the sense like everything was turning around. So it was like, since you're at the head of the, I don't know, the head of the ship, it's like you're having to like make that motion. You're having to generate the energy and the power that's needed to like turn the ship around. And the ship could be talking about like the collective, or even in a smaller group, like your own collective that surrounds you. All right, so my little kitty, she's up here. Her name is Luna. All right, so on the split, we have the this is funny. We have the tiger. Hi, Luna. We have the tiger, and the tiger talks about kind of something that is watching. It's like something, an energy that is unseen, that is watching from a distance. It has the capability to blend in and be very inconspicuous, but it's always ever present and watching. It's kind of like a high priestess type of energy. So perhaps, I mean, especially since we have Luna's appearance, we could literally be talking about like your cat. This is very interesting. I was not seeing this, of course, ahead of time. And then let's look. All right, so at the bottom of the deck, I love it when these things happen. So this was the top of the deck. The bottom of the deck was the back of, it's the back of the cards anyways. When this happens, it talks to me about how there's something unseen, especially coming with the tiger energy. Something is unseen. So at the, I'm just gonna, we'll flip it over. I was trying to see if the Hermit wants to actually come out for this. I think it does. Oh my God, there's tons of like major arcana at the bottom of the deck. I usually don't go this far into the bottom of the deck. Look, there's that cat again. Oh, okay. All right, here we go. This is what we're talking about. The cat, right? So, of course, Temperance speaks, these are all the things that are unseen. So Temperance is, I mean, very clearly an angelic presence. The Hermit I often talk about as like a ghost, a ghostly presence. And then especially with the moon, you see how she's like whited out like a ghost. This is talking about perhaps your pets are seeing something that you're not seeing. They're seeing presence around the room that are, I'm not going to say they're camouflaged, because it's not like they're trying to hide themselves, because if they were trying to hide themselves, your familiars wouldn't be picking up on it. Well, I don't know. But it's like they're making their presence known through, okay, so you see like, it's like you're petting your cat, and then all of a sudden, like, the ears are perked up. So, you know, when you notice your pet kind of like perking up and noticing something, they're seeing all the things unseen around you. So I want to say that this here is your support team. So that, remember we were speaking of the ship that was needed to be like turned around. This is coming across as like you're having to build the strength and I was gonna say momentum, but it's like these beings, the unseen around you, are aiding in that transition that you're doing on the behalf of the collective. Okay. So that was a wild introduction. All right, we're starting off your reading. We're beginning your reading with the Ten of Swords. I'm trying to decide whether or not I want to. Okay, so we're beginning with the Ten of Swords. This looks like these are, well, one, it's coming through as like kind of the exhaustion that you're facing in the midst of having to like take the brunt of turning the ship, turning the direction. It's kind of coming up as like, you know how if you're familiar with the Titanic and they needed to turn the ship in order to avoid, they were trying to avoid like a Ten of Swords energy, which would have been like an ending of all endings, right? Obviously, now we know that they did not avoid that ending, but you're seeing the Ten of Swords coming. So it's like because you are seeing that coming, and you might be seeing that coming because you do have a sense, you do have connection with these unseen beings. So you could be receiving, you know, information, especially with the swords energy, about this Ten of Swords that's upcoming. And what I'm feeling is like you're kind of, because you do see that Ten of Swords, it's like you're doing everything you can to avoid it. And you're kind of coming in a position of exhaustion, like you're like totally beat. And now this, and then these energies here, these unseen energies, are kind of like stepping in on your behalf to, I guess, to help carry it to help carry you forward. I'm trying to feel into this, if it's, to help avoid this energy. So, all right, so kind of like a little offshoot. I've been doing these daily readings on my Instagram profile. If you're interested in that, you can see that in the description box. But I think I can't remember if it was either yesterday or the day before. The reading was talking about hydration. Literally just plain simple drinking water. And it was speaking of how we have the capability to speak into the water and change like its molecular, basically, I'm trying to remember what that doctor's name is. I think his name is Emoto. Anyways, but he was talking about how you can set intention into the water, and that water will then, like as you drink it, it will help to bring that intention into your body. So I feel as though it's like you are almost receiving a message that not almost, you are, it's like you're receiving a message about how people need to be hydrated in order to get through this next leg. Because the image here is kind of flipping in and out of it being you and then it also being the collective that surrounds you. And what it looks like is like all the water being drained away from the figure in the center. And the figure in the center is kind of like going through like a rigor mortis process. It's like as the water is being, I guess not, I'm not going to say it's being drained away. It's more like it's not being replenished. There's like a stiffening or rigor mortis type of energy that kind of locks them in place. And if they're locked in place, then they can't necessarily make that turn into the next leg of, you know, and they can't make the ship can't turn if it's locked in place. Like you need to have, it's coming up as like oil or like motor oil, like in order for a motor to turn, right? Well, not turn on, but you know what I mean, to like be in, I'm not a mechanic, but you know what I mean? You need the lubrication. That's what it's talking about. So it's like you're getting the message that the collective around you needs lubrication in order to make this turn, to turn the ship, or like to kind of avoid this stiffening of the joints, or there's some type of obstacle that's coming up. And I'm seeing you with, it's like you are presented as the Queen of Cups, and you're in, which was in that daily message. And it's like, this is very funny because it's making me think of an Aries that I know. And it's like you're bringing the water. And that's what's so beautiful about this, is that it's just a simple message. You're receiving a very simple message that you need to help hydrate the others that are around you. So you're literally bringing them water. Like, and as you're bringing them water with the Queen of Cups energy, it's almost like for instance, the one that I'm familiar with, Aries that I am familiar with, literally goes around and asks people if they want water. And even if they say no, he gets it anyways. Like, he's just always like, it's talking about being kind of like finely tuned. It's almost like, Aries, you are finely tuned to the hydration levels of the people that are surrounding you, because you understand that lubrication is it's necessary for them to kind of just, I mean, with the King of Pentacles, this is coming up as like these individuals. It's necessary for them to function as like just human beings in general. There's a very simple message. Everything is there's like an overlay of simplicity here in this message. It's like there's nothing like extra or kind of, I mean, of course we were talking about intention setting and speaking over the water, but it's almost like that's not even, not that that's not necessary, that is a good practice to do, but it's specifically speaking about just getting hydrated, just hydration. And you are the carrier, because it's like you see them, you're finely tuned to their hydration level. And so this is so beautiful. And so you're bringing the water to the earth. See, because he's on the earth, and then we have this water here. It's like you're kind of like flooding them with water. And in doing so, you know, because the King of Pentacles is is like the master of the earth realm. So it's almost like because they were not hydrated, I'm seeing them as sitting on a throne, right? So because they're not hydrated, when they step off their throne to do, you know, just the natural things that go through our day, right? It's like they can't hold themselves up. Like everything is stiff and it can't move, so they're just falling, right? And you're coming in with the water to help to, well, one, avoid, it's helping them to avoid a severe, I say severe because it's presenting itself as the 10, a severe dehydration. Severe dehydration. So, I'm just noticing that he's got that little that ram symbol on his shoulder. So we're ending our reading off with the Raven. And the Raven talks about, specifically for me and in my language that I have with my own guides, the Raven talks about, well, it kind of talks about this. It talks about the Ten of Swords energy. It talks about, well, not, some see it as Ten of Swords as like ultimate betrayal, but in this instance, it's talking about like death. And we were just speaking of severe dehydration. So these two cards are encapsulating the Queen of Cups and the King of Pentacles. So let me just pull it up. So it's being presented like so, right? So this is what you're trying to steer away from. I feel like death is very drastic. It's being presented that way to me so that the almost like the severity of the message comes through. It's like you're not dying of severe dehydration. There are unseen forces that are aiding you in like help, you know what I'm saying? Like helping others to get there, to remind others of hydrating. But this, like, because this is surrounding the Queen and King, the Queen of Cups and the King of Pentacles, it's like it's almost like this is the ship, right? So you're trying to steer away from a situation in which like severe dehydration could overcome someone. And because you are so highly attuned to, it's so crazy, like their hydration levels, you are receiving the message that this could happen, right? So this is the simple message, because ravens are also like a messenger energy, that to kind of come in, to rush in and offer water, bring the water. It's talking about bringing the water, right? Okay, Aries, I am going to pull some more cards just to see a little bit more about so I want to look into the reason. Obviously, we need water, right, to survive. But I'm having a sense that, especially with the Queen of Cups being here, that this might have something to do, especially also with all these unseen forces here. And with the tiger energy, it has a very like highly intuitive energy to it. So I want to look more into that. If you are interested in that, there will be a part 2, and I'm going to go ahead and pull those cards for you now. Okay, bye.